This should be the finale for the lift video, but this is a moment all by itself. I am going to park the Diablo underneath the 4-rotor. That is testament to the lift, which I know Ben Pack has overbuilt that. That's not really my concern, but me operating it, and of course having a car that's built from mostly Isaiah's, but some of my welds. I'm gonna park the Diablo underneath it. I have neglected this car, and my responsibilities with it is I got it pulled over for having my Dahm license plate on it. And the funny part is, this is the car it belongs on. It just expired. So that was back in June. It is now November 3rd. I forgot my ticket was due yesterday. We're gonna take it out, dust it off. I don't think these guys really have seen this car.
No? Oh, wow.
The car's awesome, but I love this car cover I bought. That's how it's like getting out of the car normally. It worked. That's a shot. So much of the similarities, at least emotionally, of why I love the Diablo to why I wanted to create a 4-rotor. There's a lot of same spirit there. A very interesting thing happened when both drivetrains exploded. No, not the fireworks, that was cool, but something else happened. You hear it from the outside shot. You hear the car squeal its wheels when it slams on the brakes. But I never lost traction with the wheels, so it made me wonder what was going on, and you can see it right there. This tube was put in with the plan of the suspension being higher, and when we did all the alignment, it brought it to the actual correct ride height. It's somewhere in here. Well, this tire needs to grow and move and shake and do all those real crazy things. This bar is just not in the right position. This is an important spot for the Fender. This is an important spot for the Fender as well. My original goal was to cut this whole section out and snake it in this way and come down. But Isaiah was like, hey, let's just notch this section out and then put a plate inside of there. I'm willing to try it just to see how much further we get, but I know the ride height. I know what height this tire needs to travel, so we'll see if that's acceptable.
Rob?
Just a sec. We're almost done. So what I'm looking at with both the original tire, these are 295s, those are 285s, so they're roughly the same, but I was looking at the offset of the wheel, and this makes it even more of a case to actually just lop this section off. You look at it from the front, and you can just see that we're overlapping the tire. We're not even talking about turning, just straight line, slamming on the brakes. That's the tire at full rebound. We're talking a total of 5.5 inches potentially up. That's not good. The last couple months for me have been particularly trying. You guys know I've been partnered with Peeps for quite a while, and I cannot be thankful enough because I would be full male pattern baldness. I'm already 2 years past where the majority of guys end up having some sort of male pattern baldness. I've been able to prevent that to a considerable extent. You know, life is life. Keeps has the 2 only FDA-approved treatments for preventing hair loss, and they both work wonderful. It's not magic, it's science, and it's on your side to prevent hair loss. It is something that means a lot to me. Obviously, I'm on camera and I care about how I look, and I want to keep what I've gotten so attached to. I wanted to show you guys a before and after picture, but I could almost use my brothers as the before and as the after picture for Keeps. Sorry, Matt, Kev, but it's true. You can see the difference just brother to brother. I've been doing this for quite a while, and you can too. You can go to the website. everything's spelled out for you, very easy. All the questions I had that I was uncertain about doing my own research, they've got it all there. And it's very clear, very straightforward. The process is wonderful, and the price is phenomenal. If you guys are interested in learning more about that, go to keeps.com/RobDahm to find out more. That's keeps.com/RobDahm. So you guys know I prefer the one with the guard, but the guard keeps hitting the side of the tube. I need like a Sawzall or something for this for the next time. There we go. Look at all that tire mark right there. Ew. Isaiah's showing up. He did not want me to cut that at all. He's showing up right at that moment. Not even for me. Just gonna... Hey.
Oh, he didn't do it at all. I want him to. Cool, I guess. I literally told him wait, and I marked it. There's video of me marking it. Still warm. Why did you just cut it off?
Dude, it's crazy. I turn around for 1 second. Chris has got the.
You buy good stuff and you still use the trash stuff.
I cut it off with that one. You know how I don't like having a no guard, so I had the Norton one on there.
You don't get enough penetration with that one.
I know.
That's why I always take them off.
It was weak.
I'd rather die.
Yeah. This isn't the dream we had, but
started going out and wearing less more.
Yeah. Not coming home at night. This isn't the girl we grew up with.
It actually moves a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So Isaiah came up with a really good idea. If you love something, you gotta let it go. She belongs to the streets now. So the problem is here is that I'm ready to make a new chassis. YouTube isn't, the world isn't. I'm actually not, but I would love to start fresh. But so we want to make this look presentable. This one's easy. Cut that, plate it right at this line. This one was bothering me for a while, but we'll cut it, plate it, and Isaiah had a good point. For this, we'll go down to, I don't want to move all this shit, but there's the bar down here, so that way it holds all this in. So we'll have a gap here, which is nice for the tire completely. That's functional, very functional. So this solved with that last one, but just understand that's not the dream. That's not what the bright-eyed, beautiful dreams we had. That's not.
There's a stepchild chassis now.
As you guys know, I was pretty uneasy about that last shot, and that's odd because it's very hard to make me uncomfortable, but I know when I want all 10 of my fingers in place. So I had to spend a lot of money to do this, but you don't have to worry about me anymore. I was looking for something mid-level to cut that, and this is all that the local Home Depot had in stock was the Super Fuel M18 brushless. It calls itself Super Sawzall. It's basically like an assault rifle version of a Sawzall. It's completely unnecessary for what we're doing, but buy once, you know? So we're just gonna mow through this very quickly. This is meant for way thicker material. We'll show us how it's done. So I'm not even gonna take the tire off though, because that's the sort of control that I'm gonna have over this situation. That easy. I even cut through the whole weld itself. Look at that, this side. That's what made it even longer, but oh my God. So what you see going on here is a little bit of warpage on the, not chassis, this is not a chassis part, but it was meant to be tacked in right about there. So if I let it go, that's where it rests. What's the problem with that? Watch where this nut moves to. It's meant to be here. So I'm not gonna cut this section off yet. We're actually going to tack the rest of this in with this in this spot, and then now we can cut this section out. Otherwise, we're just chasing demons going and doing that. A little bit. We've got that one ready to be welded up, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut this off at the same angle as this, and Andrew can start working on making a plate for that. It won't be supported going over this way, but I just don't want anything getting in the way of the wheels, so we're gonna take even more material off here and then plate that as well. You can see the weld is actually what's heating the blade up. I probably trashed the blade doing that. Yeah, I did. This side's cutting beautifully. The weld side, not so much. Gone. Could have gone at a more aggressive angle, but it still gets the job done. Gets it out of the way. So that piece is what we use to bend this softer curve right here. So it's a much more gentle curve, and that's actually kind of the beginning, a hint of the wheel well, and that's what we're gonna do with this next piece going over here. Another gentle curve of the same shape. It'll make sense to the eyes at least. random shit all over it, but it's protected. We'll start at 0. Well, there's definitely something there. I have children here. I miss Isaiah every day. It'll end up being something like this. Keep the bend kind of where the tire profile would be. Of course, it'll go up higher because I'm underneath this tube, but it'll notch into the tube, something like that. It'll pull up as well because it's underneath the tube also. It'll take a while to get the exact shape done, but when you do it to one side, I have symmetry, so we'll do it to both sides. It's gonna look good that way. Even though this is not my forever home, this is something. This to me is just like the shotgun from Jurassic Park. You know, he's like, clever girl. We're gonna go ahead and cut this side off as well. And the reason why is these are very easy to line up because that's exactly what they do. They're Fender bolts and they all line up into a straight line. So we'll bend it back to that. That is so impressive. That even cut through all that weld right there. Turned out really good other than me sticking the tip that side. I'm getting better. I snapped a couple teeth off of this, going a little too fast and furious, but it still cuts like a champ. I'm trying a couple different angles. Obviously, you can see my tests. Imagining that that was gone, that would fit right in there. But it is actually pretty damn close. Since that's an absolute nightmare of a piece to do, and it's kind of a band-aid at best, what I showed the guys is we'll start right here. We know that there's rotating angles and shit like that, but the piece can't be on the other side. It can't be further than this. And on this spot, it can't be further than this. So we're gonna take those to the bandsaw. Might as well make our lives a little bit simpler. That couldn't be more perfect because that's exactly the amount that bar needs to come in. I'm gonna tack them in and see how they look side to side because they could be this, they could be that, they could be that, you don't know. Don't get too close. She'll freak out and then she'll claw my nipple. It's a baby kitty. Oh, look at those muffins. Oh, it's a baby kitty. Hi, the baby kitty. How are you? Oh, there's the purring. That's definitely in the skin. Love is pain. I gotta let you down. We gotta get back to work. With those fender bars welded in, we can now look at the fenders themselves. This has been an eyesore for all of you, which means it's definitely been an eyesore for me. I'm the one who hacked them up several times in a row to try and make them accommodated properly for the ride height. So it's finally time to do the final version of those. It will not be what the Fender looks like because I guarantee it's gonna end up looking like almost like a tank top, short sleeve spaghetti sleeve. We'll see what it does, but we're gonna put this fender on first. While I'm doing this, Andrew's working on making some sort of wind block, basically wheel well, that prevents it from going up into my face at speed. Not too concerned, but concerned just enough. So here it is roughly at ride height, and before we even get to how this space is almost perfect, This becomes our first enemy. Basically what I'm trying to do is 2.5 inches from this point on the tire vertical, not out, vertical. So when the tire bumps up, it doesn't hit this. We'll use the little baby jigsaw, and that we should be good. The neat part though is look at this. The tire needs to bounce up about 2.5 degrees. And so looking at it, the very top of the tire, the 2.5 degrees is fine. The thing that does worry me is if the tire turns right and that goes under here, is it gonna hit this bottom part? There might be some work that needs to be done to that as well. Otherwise, I'm kind of happy. This one also turned in a way where if you turn the tire this way, it's still gonna be close, but I don't mind grinding this one either. We're talking about trying to have 2.5 inches of shock on a sports car, which that's a lot. That's actually a lot. 3 inches of rebound, 2.5 inches of shock. It's all out here. So the scariest part to show you guys is 2.5 inches is where the fender has to be all the way up here. The fender is like right here. It's literally sitting right here. So it doesn't have that nice FD curve. That's the one thing I don't like about this car at the moment, is that the fender, and I refuse to have flat, square, anything. Fender's gonna come way out and then hook over. I'm gonna work until I figure out how to solve that. That just drives me nuts to no end. But let's baby steps, has to be functional. We'll take it down the bumper. We'll get closer to fitting the fender.
Wow, that's good.
I dreamed of it being that simple. Like I was just saying off camera to these guys, when you have the right tool, you're just like, well, that wasn't even a hard job. But where before I'm like with the angle grinder, I'm like, discs going everywhere. It makes it look like it was whatever. We have to be above ride height now. Yeah, we're slightly above ride height. And so then let's say the car is going straight, slams on the brakes or hits a bump. We have to go up 2.5 inches from here, actually. That's actually really impressive. I'm only cutting this with the tires square. Those of you guys beating me to the punch know that as soon as I turn the tire, it's gonna affect it. But we can always cut more. But right there, look at this. Well, the estimates I made on that, those will never hit. And we have that little 1/2 inch roughly of space between them. So this is the car slamming on the brakes in the half mile, at the end of the half mile, at the end of the drag strip, whatever the case, square. The tube would have been well buried. You can see from here, it went over, if you remember, and we just gained at least 1.5 inches of height doing that. So this was very much worthwhile. This is really funny, is that we can't go any further because my dear foreign fabrication father, friend, welder, handsome one, look at that. It's meant to be. That is as far up as the tire can go. It's as far down as the cantilever can go. To the left. Yep. Oh, is it hitting something already?
Yeah, you're already on the metal.
Nice. Okay, never mind. We're gonna go the other way. It should hit the top fender bar.
It's still clear.
It's gonna get close, and when we grind that down, it'll be in our favor. But again, we're at maximum height. Another good news is that this bar is nowhere to be seen. Now, again, the tire needs to turn much more, but that keeps that out of the way. The thing that works to our advantage is this is a very flat suspension design in the sense of there's not heavy camber gain, dynamically. The tire's not going up like this. Fender's gonna look like shit. The functionality of the car is amazing. That means obviously we're gonna have to cut more of this. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. I cut these while I was sniffing glue. That wasn't really a truly thought out process. I just felt like that would be the place. But again, this one's also been welded to be grinded, not welded to show. What's really awesome is that BendPak actually includes those little, they look like extension pieces, but they're meant for harder to reach chassis and whatnot. We're using that for just that reason. And this is a first fit. The wheels back kind of in general original position. We got the wastegate holes. I said making fun of me off screen. Well, let's just get this out of the way. Isaiah's out here.
He's like, what do I do with my hands? Just put it
Yeah, whenever Joel's focusing, it's not Joel, it's the camera waiting to focus. I'm there like that. So we adjusted the wastegate runners better as they were outlets, screamer pipes. Everybody thought they were cut wrong. It was just that they were put on.
They're also cut weird because the fender is like at an angle, and so I want it to like.
That's not the coolest part about that. That's a cool part, but that's not the coolest part. Is that you can see that the wheels at maximum drop. So you can see we've got a lot of cutting to do. Those of you guys that are the hardcore Patreon guys, you're actually already watching right there. You're watching right now, and then you're gonna be watching whenever we finally get the video out. Let's see what this looks like. Remember, this touches, it almost touches when the tire's at full up. I'm gonna cut that about right here. Just get it out of the way now. Oh, okay, aggressive. It's provocative.
No, it's not. It's the people go.
I called it though. It's gonna look something wild like that. First cut, we'll go with the bandsaw like this with the blade, but we're gonna try and actually get the blade to go on an angle because of how thick this shit is. Oh my God. This is not a Bondo ad. This is
never have another Bondo.
Proof of using all the Bondo in the world. So we have steel, heavy duty Bondo, more finishing Bondo, vinyl, and that little thing made quick work of it. Look at it already. Look at how good it looks already. All things considered, I prefer that this was the correct Fender design, but okay, so it's touching there. That's actually pretty damn good. The easiest way is to look at the intercooler pipe. But it goes to about half a finger at 2.5 inches of clearance. But okay, this is actually better than I thought it would be, to be honest. I honestly thought we were gonna go to like right here. It's not the outer edge. When we go to carbon fiber, we gain because it's thinner. Look at this, you can see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I could try to go through and then hit that.
And that's
edge up
compressed,
here.
right?
yeah, this is max compression. That right there, lower control arms currently flat, that's ride height for the car. So this is what it'll look like when we roll up next to whoever we're racing. This is the car sitting at ride height. It was once. It wasn't cut a second time.
It wasn't hacked.
That hurts. Time to do the same thing on both sides. Shock is now out of the way. Right, here's a first shot with the bumper clearance. Finally, I'm hoping that this is the moment where the bumper actually fits with the body as it was intended. That's certainly looking a lot more promising. The front bumper is sitting where it should. Now, there's other details that we'll work on as time allows us, but you can see the beginning of this. This is soft, it's meant to go down to there. This is hard, it needs to be bent up to here. So there's a lot of like weird manipulation going on here. That side's in, this side is hitting the intercooler. We get really close to the ideal spacing right there. So we're gonna lock it in right at that spot. This is the first time you can see it. You guys see it almost from this angle, guys. It's coming together. This car is finally sitting on the ground with the fenders on. Now the guys are taking the fenders off at the moment because the ending of this video deserves something, a little icing on the cake. And no, I'm not teasing you guys. We're literally going to end the video right. So they're taking the fenders back off to put the hood on so we can see the hood, bumper, fenders, all of that on for the first time at ride height. I spent forever getting that bumper in the at half an inch. I moved it a half an inch back and down. So hopefully you guys appreciate all that hard effort for it to look a little bit better. I'm not stopping there. I'm in that mood. I wasted so much time welding and strengthening the door frames. I gotta test that, right? Time to make this car back to what it was. Lift your legs. I bent this whole thing to fit, and it's actually sitting exactly where it needs to. You can see this entire weld. That is awesome. We will slide it in. We'll get it back up. Isaiah, I'm sorry. Here we go. This is a first for all of us. There's still one of the mounts that need to be fixed there, but we have not focused on the body at all. If there was ever a shot, it's this side. What do you think of the car? You like the car? Uh-oh, I've got everything.
So they're now inside cats?
Yeah, I got adopted.